Year 1806 was a significant year in the history of banking in India. It was this year that the journey of State Bank of India began with the Bank of Calcutta, the first modern bank to be set up in the Indian subcontinent for European businesses. This bank was followed by the Bank of Bombay in 1840 and the Bank of Madras in 1843 for the other two presidencies. In 1921, the three presidency banks were merged to become the Imperial Bank of India, a bank synonymous with lofty banking traditions and high standards of integrity, serving some of the most illustrious Indians and the common man with unwavering integrity, passion and dedication. On 1st July 1955, under a special act, the State Bank of India Act, the Imperial Bank of India became the State Bank of India. What used to be a purely commercial enterprise rededicated itself to being a national bank. To ensure that the bank moved in the right direction, Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru took the initiative of selecting the first central board and appointed a former finance minister, Dr. John Mathai, as the first chairman. On 1st October 1959, with the passing of the Subsidiary Banks Act, State Bank of Hyderabad became the first subsidiary of SBI, followed by the takeover of major state-associated banks as its subsidiaries. As India embraced the Industrial Revolution of the 60s, SBI played a major role in financing industrial expansion of key sectors like iron and steel, manufacturing, power, ports, jute production, cotton mills, and so on. In the early 70s, the bank catalyzed the ongoing grain revolution by providing finance directly to cultivators, generating employment and creating self-sufficiency in food grains. To promote efficient, effective and low-cost delivery models, State Bank of India began sponsoring regional rural banks. Today the bank sponsors 18 RRBs in remote locations around India, answering the needs of small farmers, agricultural laborers, artisans and small entrepreneurs. In the early 90s, the bank became the first public sector bank to access the domestic and international capital markets with a simultaneous bonds and rights cum public equity issue, catapulting SBI as one of the top 5 most valuable contributors to the economy, a position which it maintains till date. Followed by the first ever global depository receipt issue issued by a commercial bank in 1996. By the year 2008, one of the world's largest co-banking solutions had been successfully implemented, linking up even far-flung places that were accessible only by foot or boat. The bank used technology as a great enabler in empowering customers to bank from anywhere, anytime, and introduced alternate banking channels to facilitate 24/7 banking across the globe for SBI, taking modern-day banking conveniences to the customer's fingertips. The bank was always for the development of industries as a major driver of progress and employment generation. It began to play a major role in financing industrial growth, production, exports, and market expansion. This activity was not just restricted to large industries, but percolated down to micro, small and medium enterprises. The father of our nation once remarked, "India lives in her villages." Over 70% of India's population lives in its far-flung villages. Over two-thirds of the bank's network is located in rural and semi-urban areas, helping villagers get into the organized banking fold. The bank's focus on rural India continues with the adoption of over 1 lakh unbanked villages. Empowered with mobile and biometric technology, the bank aims to reach organized banking to the doorsteps of every villager. The concept of using the microfinance channel to reach affordable credit to the rural poor through self-help groups continues to receive close attention from the bank. State Bank of India is backed by the unstinting dedication of over 2,15,000 banking professionals and support staff at all levels, propelling horizontal and vertical growth. To update and hone their skill sets and bring them on par with the highest standards, 4 national-level Apex training colleges and 54 learning centers are spread all over India. Over the years, 14 circles in India were carved out. The local head offices located in different state capitals throughout the country ensure administrative convenience as well as cater to regional aspirations. SBI today operates 14,270 branches across the nation, with a significant footprint in rural areas. The bank also has the largest ATM network of 27,286 group ATMs. The first overseas office of the bank was opened in London in 1921. And the bank continues its global foray with a presence across 34 nations. Beginning with 2 representative offices in New York and Frankfurt in 1965, the bank in less than 5 decades succeeded in setting up 173 foreign offices covering all time zones. Through these offices, the bank provides various services to Indian businesses abroad and has partnered the Indian community for all their financial needs. The past few decades have seen the bank grow steadily. Currently, SBI is the single largest retail lender in India, providing affordable credit to the common man. The bank has been the largest provider of home loans, supporting over 20 lakh families to have their own home. State Bank of India has always been conscious of its responsibilities to the society. Under the banner of community service banking, the bank regularly touches various economic, environmental and welfare activities, focusing on social upliftment. In yet another pioneering move, SBI adopted the green banking policy to reduce carbon footprints by adopting low carbon emission practices. Inheritors of a glorious past, living in a purposeful present. The State Bank of India continues fostering the hopes and dreams of millions of its citizens, rededicating itself